CIX. Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm a singer. Oh.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with a comeback reaction that we are both super happy about. And we will be reacting to CIX's new song.
So, CIX just came back today with their music video, Cinema. And this is the last part to their series. The fourth part, well, technically it's labeled as part 0, like chapter 0. But anyways, we're really excited. Obviously, we've seen the teasers and like album teaser, spoiler video, all that jazz. And we did look up the Italian line in advance this time, so we do have our own like working theories on what this all means. Pretty sure we're right. Pretty sure everyone in the fandom has similar theories.
Also, in case you didn't see our last CIX reaction, then we'll just update you. We do both officially consider ourselves fixes now. I don't have a bias. I just want to like take care of all of them. But Miss Anna,
I chose my bias very shortly after our last CIX reaction, because in that one I was like, I don't have a bias yet. Literally like 2 hours after filming it, I was like, Peyton, I have a bias now. So yeah,
she's too embarrassed to admit it.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed.
Okay, admit it.
No, I said I want to see if people can guess it based on our reactions. They probably will be able to because I'm pretty obvious about it. But I'll say it during my comments. Alright. With that being said, let's go. It's like cute this time.
I'm excited.
Baby.
Clear, let me know when cameras are set. Set. Here we go. Ready?
That was funny.
Oh, that was cool. Action.
Aww. Shut up. He's singing this time. My math child.
That part, I'm really excited about this dance because of that one turn.
I have to listen again later. I saw that in the teaser and I was like, oh, are they referencing The Little Prince? Anyway. That's cute. I'm probably gonna talk about background vocals again. I already know.
In every CIX song.
Listen. Listen. Oh, little that chord. Oh. We were quieter during that.
Okay, so obviously they are so cute, and like their styling is so cute, and the way they act is so cute. And so before we watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, the song is gonna be so cute, and I'm gonna love it because it's CIX, but it's gonna be so cute. But it isn't overly cute, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. And I was telling Anna after we stopped filming, I was like, I would go back and listen to this song, not just because it's CIX, but because I actually really enjoy listening to it, because it's just sweet and it's easy listening. And that's the true like identifier that it's not overly cutesy because I can't listen to overly cutesy songs a lot. Just a couple of things. So going back to our research that we did before the music video, now that we've seen the music video, so forgive me if I'm wrong about some parts of this. It's very early, and this is all from research last night, and also, I am not an expert in Italian literature, so feel free to correct me. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. But the Italian line on the marquee is from Dante, from the Divine Comedy, obviously, just like all of the other parts. And it's, I believe, the very first line of Paradise, which is the final part of the Divine Comedy. And roughly the meaning is sort of like Dante explaining that he's seen these things that are kind of impossible to explain, that you have to experience yourself. Kind of like a fever dream sort of thing. Like it's almost like an out-of-body experience when you're experiencing them. And so taking that into context in the music video as a standalone, it makes sense. Like they're on a movie set, like it's not real life. They're experiencing things that aren't real. But then if you take it into context of the whole series and the fact that this is technically part or chapter 0 of the Hello series, we were thinking beforehand, we were like, oh, so it's kind of like setting it up that the things they experience in chapters 1, 2, and 3 are like these fantastical like goals, dreams, experiences, desires, like that sort of thing that Dante's talking about in Paradise. And so now I want to go back and watch all 4 parts. I didn't have time to do that while we were taking notes after watching the music video. So I'll get back to you on how that theory stands up. The dance, I couldn't see the whole thing, which makes me sad. But I am so excited to see the full thing, and I was even after just the teaser because of that turn. And like Anna has her thing with like sound effects and how she can like a whole song because of one use of chimes. I am kind of the same way, but I can like an entire dance because of one very nicely placed turn that's done properly. And that turn is so beautiful, and the body placement and the arms. I could like it just because of this, but then I noticed in the other snippets that there were a lot of different sorts of turns. And I was like, this is gonna be great. And it's gonna fit the vibe of the song so well, the like way they're kind of just riding the melody. I was like, oh, their musicality again is just gonna be stellar. But overall, the vibe that the dance clips I could see gave me was just kind of a very classic feeling, like almost timeless, which fits with, I think, both the vibe of the song and the vibe of the music video with those sort of like retro feel, but it's like in a modern setting. So yeah, just a very like classic feeling and also classy feeling. They are different. So yeah, I really liked it a lot. I'm very proud. Anna's turn.
Okay, so first thing that I have to say is saying who my bias is. But it's Kim Sung-hoon.
That's a surprise.
Anyways, yeah, Peyton hears me talk about him all the time. I don't have enough time for everything, so let's just say as much as I can. I was chuckling while you were saying like the retro but modern feeling, because I was like, yeah, this song reminds me of like the soundtrack that you would hear in the background of like an 80s teen movie, but the modernized version of it. I could hear this in the background of To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Oh my god, you're not wrong. And Laura Jean's got that whole like...
It's really just the guitar bass line doing the da-da, da-da throughout the whole song, and also like the claps that you hear. But anyways, talking about the first verse, you know the build-up that you would actually usually hear from the pre-chorus to the chorus? It happens from the verse into the pre-chorus, starting at the end of the first half of the first verse, like this underlying sustained note. It starts the whole like wind-up effect, so that by the time the second half of the first verse comes around, you feel the build-up because all these background vocals come in. But then it pulls back for the pre-chorus before going into the whole like, ooh, cinema, cinema, cinema for the chorus. Which, by the way, the reason why I said I have to go back and listen to that again later is because the S sounds for the start of the word cinema felt a lot quieter than I thought it would be considering the word. So I wonder if they like intentionally were like, okay, you need to be really soft with your S sound when you're recording it, or if they went back and like editing and mixing and like decreased it, because the S sound can be really harsh since a lot of air goes into it. It's like one of the worst consonants to sing. Still going on chronological order, I wanted to talk about how they made changes for the second verse and pre-chorus compared to the first, because basically it's like in the background vocals really. So like the swell moment that happens at the end of the first verse, how they do it in the end of the second verse is like the entrances for the background vocals are staggered, and also as a whole in like the second verse pre-chorus, the harmonies are just more intricate. I didn't have time to figure it out, so I'll have to go back and listen to it later. The second pre-chorus, there's this chord that happens, and it's like this distorted slide down into that chord, and I love it, and it probably is my favorite part in this song. Another time when I said that chord in the reaction is during the bridge, because the bridge does feel more retro, but it also like throws in a few like jazzy chord progressions there, so I thought that was really nice. One thing I really wanted to say is the pre-chorus. I keep like hesitating before calling it the pre-chorus because honestly I feel it as more of like an interlude used for transitions, because it doesn't have that build-up energy. Also, they do like the pre-chorus theme again between the bridge and the final chorus. Okay, so I'll try to say this as quickly as I can, but whoever writes their songs, thank you for always giving me the background vocals that I'm looking for. Especially this song, like all the background vocals have a really strong echo reverb effect on it, because like it's adding to the whole like dreamlike fantasy of this like series and everything, especially for this song. One thing that I love about these is that like there's the ohs, ahs, sustain in the background that you hear that are creating this like cushion of sound, feeling that your like head is up on the clouds, but then there'll also be harmonies on top of that. So it's just really nice. In case you couldn't tell, I liked it.
TLDR is CIX is back with the final installment of their Hello series, Chapter 0, Hello Strange Dream. And this title track, Cinema, is so sweet, and the dance is going to be amazing when I get to see it. As always with CIX songs, it gave Anna the background vocals that she's always looking for and that she loves, and they are just so cute in this music video, which basically equates to we love this, it's amazing. Also, we haven't said it yet, but 우리시아들 축하해! Come back 축하!
I know.
I love them.
I feel like one day we just need like a separate video or a separate place where we can just like talk about our love for them.
Yeah.
So come to us on Instagram or Twitter so we can I can finally rant about Kim Sung-hoon. Okay, wait.
Not that it stopped you before.
But now, not just to you.
Yeah.
So that being said, if you enjoyed this reaction and also love CIX 우리시아들's really, really sweet song Comeback Cinema, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe,
Ding!
turn on your notification bell.
Ooh.